Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Another suspect in the silver coin schemers case has been extradited from Norway to the United States.
The 40-year-old woman had her first appearance in court in Sioux Falls. Prosecutors say she was a treasurer in the fraud schemes, which included using investor money to buy millions in silver coins. She was married to another defendant charged in the case who called himself the General.
Nathan Peachy was sentenced to 25 years in prison for his role in the schemes. His co-defendant, John Weiner, failed to show up for his sentencing and was later apprehended in New Mexico. His sentencing will be rescheduled in Sioux Falls Federal Court.
A new study from the Better Business Bureau finds that the number of scams involving cryptocurrency has tripled over the past 3 years.
Crypto is now the second most common scam behind only online shopping scams. It's rapidly becoming the payment of choice among scammers because the currency is untraceable.
If somebody requires payment via Bitcoin, they're doing that so you have no chance of getting your money back. It's nearly 100% untraceable.
The Better Business Bureau recommends you carefully guard the private key to your crypto wallet so thieves can't access your account.
You can learn about other precautions to protect yourself from scammers by going to this story right here on KELOLAND.com. Well, turning to weather now with meteorologist Scott Munt. Today's winds are adding to our fire danger, Scott.
Oh, yeah, that will continue again. We are looking at very strong winds across eastern KELOLAND. Some of these wind gusts near 50 miles per hour or more. As we go through the afternoon and into this evening, temperatures will be in the 40s and lower 50s. We are forecasting 51 for a high in Sioux Falls today, 52 in Aberdeen. That will happen with mostly sunny skies, but with that strong northwest wind. In central South Dakota, temperature at 54 in Pierre. We'll have a northwest wind at 20 to 40. Maybe not as windy across western South Dakota, but we could still see gusts over 30 as Rapid City warms to 53. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. The deadline to register to vote is fast approaching for the Sioux Falls city election.
The deadline to register is this Monday, March 28th. However, absentee voting also begins on Monday with the option of in-person or voting by mail. Voters will be choosing the mayor and members of the city council with election day on April 12th.
Ahead of the city election, we'll be sitting down with the 3 candidates running for mayor in Sioux Falls. On April 5th at 8 p.m., KELOLAND News will host a debate between incumbent Mayor Paul Tenhaken and challengers Taniza Islam and David Zakaitis. You'll be able to watch it on KELO TV and on KELOLAND.com.
Coming up this afternoon, the Night of Hope and Caring Golf Tournament will get underway at Great Shots in Sioux Falls. The event raises money for local elementary schools that don't have an active PTA or PTO.
Hayward Elementary School in Sioux Falls is one of this year's recipients. They're hoping to add an outdoor classroom and garden beds.
We also just really look for other opportunities for students to gain experiences, to help build background knowledge. So anytime we can get out of school, go visit somewhere, just go learn of a different, diverse experience that students normally don't have the opportunity to be a part of is what we use that money for.
The golf tournament goes from 1 to 4 p.m. We've provided registration information with this story right here on KELOLAND.com.
The Sioux Falls Storm is also donating 50% of ticket sales from this Monday's game against Iowa to the cause.
Among all the USD fans headed to Wichita, Kansas this weekend to catch the Coyote women in the Sweet 16, they include the Yote Mom Squad.
Made up of the USD women's basketball team's mothers, the squad is known for having a good time when it comes to cheering on the team. They were also in Waco, Texas last weekend to watch their daughters make it to the next round of the NCAA tournament.
When the game was going on with Baylor and it was getting to, the clock was ticking down, I just sat there and thought, this is going to happen for our girls. This is going to happen. I just can't believe it. But the girls love each other and support each other and believe in each other. So that's why we're here.
The women are set to take on Michigan at 5:30 tomorrow.
KELOLAND Sean Bauer and Grant Sweeter will be covering the action on the court for you. They'll have the latest interviews, highlights, and live reports later today. That's coming up on air and online.
And due to the NCAA tournament, we have some programming changes. KELOLAND News at 6 will air at 5:30 p.m. Central Time on KELO TV today. It will air again on KELO Extra at 6 p.m.
KELOLAND News at 10 will air on time on KELO Extra and then later on KELO TV following the basketball action.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather here today. Well, this fire weather concern, very high red flag warnings in effect from Sioux Falls to Huron back toward Rapid City. Obviously, with the humidity forecast and the strong wind forecast today, yeah, that all goes hand in hand, so be extra careful. Wind, obviously, numbers are going up each and every hour as we trend through midday. We're already looking at 35 to 45, very common there from Sioux Falls to Aberdeen and Watertown. And those peak gusts around 50 or a little more than that in southwest Minnesota as we close out the late afternoon. Tonight, we're going to lose some of the wind, but we pour in some colder temperatures. A lot of teens for overnight lows. Sioux Falls to Aberdeen, folks out west, not as cool, but you're still chilly in the mid-20s. And then on Saturday, I expect less wind. That's good news. But overall, too, the trends here for at least the weekend look a little drier to start. Now, there is a system on the 7-day forecast coming in Tuesday, Wednesday. You can see some snow and rain chances. I would still say we've got a lot here to figure out on this very specifics of this. But the generalities are such that, yes, we are going to bump up the rain and snow probabilities, hopefully getting at least a few folks some moisture because we need every system that we can get now as we go through late March into April, typically a time of the year that the northern plains will count on more moisture. The next system in the series probably will go south of us, the way it's looking there, by about 7 to 10 days out. All right, forecast today with the wind. Sioux Falls, 51 degrees, 53 in Mitchell, same thing in Chamberlain. Lows tonight, 16 Watertown, 18 degrees in Sisseton. And then for tomorrow, well, upper 30s to low 40s east of the James Valley. That's a little chilly. I guess the sunshine helps, but again, it is going to be a little cooler. Even Sunday dropping back in the upper 30s. We should get a turnaround Monday to 53 and then back with that rain and maybe some snow for parts of eastern South Dakota next week. It is that time of year. These systems can still produce some interesting turnarounds there, but as of right now, looking at 50s there for Pierre, and I think even into Pierre and Rapid City. A nicer start by Monday, but I don't think the week is going to necessarily end that way. We're going to probably trend back to the 50s days 5 through 7 in Rapid City. Well, that's your weather forecast. Check out details with our weather update online at KELOLAND.com, and have a great weekend.